Yeah, Brian, that's right. Take a live look now at the floor of the United States Senate where history is being made. This is the first time we have ever seen a Senate impeachment trial for a former president of the United States. They got underway just a couple of minutes ago. And here's what we know as of right now about what to expect so far today. Aides to the House impeachment managers said today that they have secret new evidence that nobody has seen before that they're prepared to present during the course of this trial. So no indication what that evidence might be. A lot of speculation in Washington, a lot of people anxious to see what that might be and if it can sway any votes here on what seems like a largely unswayable vote. And that's why the former president, Donald Trump, has been telling aides and allies he expects an acquittal here when this process is over and done with, as do most everybody else in Washington, D.C. For the current president of the United States, Joe Biden, it is business as usual. They are trying to suggest that they're not spending a lot of time focusing on this impeachment trial. They at the White House are focused on the American Rescue Plan, the economy, and COVID. So what are we going to see for the rest of the day today? Well, it's that debate you just mentioned, Brian, on constitutionality, the threshold question of whether or not it is constitutional to hold a trial for a former president of the United States. Those arguments are going to go for about 4 hours, 2 hours on each side. If a simple majority is not reached on that, then the trial is simply dismissed. But ultimately, this trial is expected to continue largely because we've seen some Republican senators vote on this idea of constitutionality before. We expect they will get over that threshold, but the betting is not over the 67 vote threshold needed to convict the former president. And then the question would be, would he be barred from future office if convicted? So those are two more difficult thresholds for these Democratic House impeachment managers to make, but they are bringing their case to the floor starting now, proceeding through the afternoon and through the rest of the week, Brian.
Eamon, so if the vote does not pass, it just kind of goes away. The vote does pass. You get that simple majority. It goes on. How long could this stretch on, theoretically?
Well, we expect it to stretch at least through the weekend. This will be a much quicker impeachment trial than we saw last year when the former president was impeached for the first time. This time, both sides have a reason to rush. The Republicans want to simply get this behind them. The Democrats want to be able to move on with the Biden agenda as quickly as possible. So this will be a speedier proceeding. They were expected to take Saturday off. Now that doesn't look like it's going to happen. So I think they're going to be working right through the weekend, and we could see this all wrapped up by early next week, Brian.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.